What's up, Arizona? Who's ready to jump into a giant bowl of Frosted Flakes? Yes, the Sun Bowl is all that and a bowl of cereal. I'm talking everyone wanted to get in on the celebration. It was going viral on New Year's Eve in college football. It was a blast being out here for the Sun Bowl. Sure, the result, not what the Sun Devils wanted, but we wanted to take you along for the ride. So we're bringing our annual weekly streaming show on the road out here in El Paso. Welcome out to the Sun Bowl. I'm Cameron Cox. You're watching 12 Sports tonight on 12+. We are so excited to be out here for the Sun Bowl. What a blast we've had covering this ASU football team all season long. As always, we're going to catch up with the rest of the crew here in just a moment. We're going to tell you the important stories, the ones that matter, and as always, introduce you to people that inspire. Plus, we got some insiders here on the show too as well. But we start with the Sun Bowl. ASU coming up just short against the ACC champs Duke. What a phenomenal game from Kenny Dillingham's squad. They were outmanned, outnumbered. 35 Sun Devils not playing in this game either due to the transfer portal, injuries, or opt-outs. Yes, the Sun Devils are very much shorthanded, but in the end, they nearly pulled this off. We got post-game coverage coming up. We're going to take you on the field. Plus, we're going to catch up with Jordan Tyson. Yes, he's declaring for the NFL draft, but we got a chance to speak with JT. Wait till you hear what he says about this program and why it was so important to him to be here for his teammates regardless. It was so much fun watching him in warm-ups. But let's start by recapping the game, and for that, here's Lena Washington.
All right, Lena Washington's here with sports. Last Sun Devil game of the year, Lena. How'd it go?
Well, not the way that they wanted, quite frankly. It was a shootout with the Duke Blue Devils, but in the end, the Sun Devils shoot themselves in the foot. They took over El Paso, looking to end the season on a high note with a win at the Sun Bowl. Arizona State racked up more than 600 yards of total offense against Duke, but there were a lot of touchdown celebrations into the inflatable cereal bowl, the last one coming from the Duke Blue Devils. Jeff Sims closing out his college career with 5 total touchdowns in this game. The Sun Devils didn't punt until the third quarter. ASU takes the lead in the fourth here, but they turn the ball over with just 2 minutes left, and then Duke makes them pay right here, scoring the go-ahead tutty, and then Sims is picked off on ASU's final drive, so Duke holds on to win the Sun Bowl 42-39.
Kenny Dillingham won't accept moral victories. He's not built like that. It won't fly under him at ASU. But even the most competitive people can appreciate ASU's heart, their effort, and flat-out performance in the Sun Bowl with the entire nation watching.
That shows that the future is bright.
This game was never supposed to be this close. ASU is outnumbered, yet still put up over 600 yards total offense and pushed the ACC champs to the final moments.
So to get these guys on the field that haven't really played, and not just play a team, but play a team that just won a championship, and be in a position to win makes it hurt more.
Jeff Sims' final play of his college career is one he's seen far too often.
When the time came for me to make a play, I didn't.
But without this journeyman quarterback, ASU's season would have ended in November.
This guy was a big part of why our team stayed together and why our team rallied to play so hard in this game and go on a 3-game winning streak there in the middle when people thought it was ending.
Coming out of Nebraska, it was low times, dark place for me. I just appreciate Diddley for taking a chance on me.
Endings are hard, but thanks to these seniors, this program is set up for future success and brings some to tears.
Now that we done, it's really crazy to look at. Because this school right here is just different, and the people here are different.
I feel like I left it in a better place than I found it, and that's all you can ask for in this game, man.
This team has set a valley higher than it was when they got here, significantly higher. Now our job is to continue to raise that.
Always activating the valley. In El Paso with the Sun Devils, Cameron Cox, 12 Sports. All right, we told you early in the show we'd catch up with Jordan Tyson. Well, here he is. Watching him in warm-ups was truly something special. Yes, he is declaring for the NFL draft. Yes, he will likely be a first-round pick. He's battled some injuries, of course, this season, some hamstring injuries, which have caused him to miss a handful of games. But it was really important for Jordan to be here for his team this last month and a half, regardless if he could play or not. He's been one of the more active players around this program, and today you really saw that on display during warm-ups. He was willing to do whatever it takes to get the guys who were playing ready to go. And he was almost like a little kid out there. He was so excited, so happy anytime one of his teammates made a play. Truly a great Sun Devil through and through. He will be missed out in Tempe, but he will be remembered for a very, very long time. Here's our interview with Jordan Tyson.
Because I love these guys so much. I truly mean it when I say I love these guys. I spent last 2 to 3 years with them, just embracing them, learning about them, hearing their story, just loving up on them. So I think it's just the genuine love for each and every person on this team what keeps me out here.
How much have you enjoyed being out here with the guys?
Man, I've enjoyed every second of it. Just being with them is enough. We had went to a couple of places to eat. We went to Fort, what's it called? Fort, the little Army place. We was playing all the games, competing in all the little Army games and stuff like that. So I've enjoyed it, man. I'm just having fun out here while I can. It's changed my life in many ways. Just not only the guys, but the coaches. Just, I don't know, just seeing things and also being on the field and having things come your direction, and you have to learn how to balance it all. And I think just everything, just, I don't know, even the culture, I would say too. The culture has been a big thing. Just having that camaraderie and love. I think that's the equivalent to wins and stuff like that. But it's everything. I can't really point out one thing. Just what Dilly's built here is amazing, and I don't see why anybody wouldn't want to come here.
It seemed to change your life in a big way.
Yes, sir. Shoot, that's what I was talking about. Just balancing everything that comes your way and not being too high, not being too low. Just taking everything, making godly decisions, I would say. And yeah, it's been amazing.
How exciting has it been watching your brother recently and knowing that your professional career is just around the corner?
Yeah, that's amazing. See, he's been playing some good basketball. They have a long season, so he got to keep going. But yeah, he's the reason why I'm here. So it's good to see him do some things. So maybe I do have a chance up there in the next level.
What excites you about this next opportunity with the NFL?
It's been my lifelong dream. I feel like it's another stage to compete on, see some new things, learn some more, gain some knowledge, take pictures of stuff. So yeah, I'm just ready to start at the bottom again, I feel like, and work my way up.
Our quarterback is here, Brett Hundley. Brett, I think you could have played tight end back in the day.
Man, you can play tight end right now. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. No. Maybe purposely.
There we go. But Brett, from a quarterback's eyes, what makes Trey McBride so great? Because it doesn't matter where they line him up at.
Yeah.
He catches passes, does a great job in the run game. What do you see as a former quarterback?
First things first, just watching him, he's a matchup for anybody you're going to put on him. I mean, he's 6'4", 6'5", 250 pounds, running a 4.5 40. I mean, you put a safety on him, you put a DB on him, you put a linebacker on him. I think that's the biggest thing that he has in his advantage is just his size and what he's able to do with it. And he's so shifty with his body. For us to be able to have this type of athlete and to see him doing what he's doing, for him to break the NFL record today too, he's a special player, and it's awesome to see out there and just the way he's able to move and get off. I mean, you can't guard him.
You can't guard him.
You can't
and
guard
his
him.
awareness to go get the football, to always high point it. It is like a receiver out there.
Yes, absolutely. And like I say, as a quarterback, a tight end is a quarterback's best friend.
Yep.
So that's where we're going in our times.
It doesn't hurt either that he's getting like 13 targets a game. And the reason for that is that the run game has just been so bad.
Yeah.
Ever since James Conner went down, it's been a revolving door back there. The rush lanes aren't open. How do they get this fixed for next season?
No,
I won't even bother asking you about this year.
100%. I mean, this game is a microcosm of what we've seen all year. There was 15 rushing yards in the first half. The game, I think we had 40. That's something I really would love to see the Cardinals get back to. And we're talking a lot of injuries and stuff like that. So, yeah, we can get on that. But at the end of the day, like, if you're going to win games in this NFL league, you have to be able to run the football. Statistically, proven time and time again, if you're not running the football consistently, it puts way too much pressure on the quarterback to be able to get that back there and make some passes.
That was their identity last year. They've completely lost it.
They've lost it because they've lost the guys up front. They only got technically one starter still left in Yelder Froholt. Say Isaiah Adams was maybe a starter, during camp, but it just hasn't gelled.
No.
But so that brings me to my next point, Brett. Your wish list, your New Year's resolution for the Cardinals as we get set for 2026 is what?
Yeah, the first things first is to set an identity. I think we talked about it all year long. We're losing the close games. We're running the ball. We're trying to run the ball. We're trying to pass. There is nothing that I know of what we're doing as a team, whether that's defensively. When we brought in the head coach, he's a defensive coach. We want to see defense, but I think first things first is setting the identity, and then we get on the quarterback position. You have to figure out, like, is Kyler our guy? Are we believing in him enough to? I mean, we already on the hook $50 million next year, so you got to sort of let him play on that.
On his contract.
But what he's proven, I think Kyler's a great quarterback, but we need some clarity on that. Clarity on the head coach, as we talked about. As a defensive head coach, we want to see some defense play. We were in the bottom of the league this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not what we want to see. This is his third year, and he's consistently got us, 4 wins his first year, 8 wins last year, and then this year, not the greatest.
Yeah. And that's after they spent all that money on the defense.
That's what I'm saying.
And those are the question marks there.
Yeah.
And then, Brett, the bottom one is offensive line, right?
Yeah. I think, look, I'm a quarterback. I love my offensive linemen, but any team, if we're going to build from in out, you have to start in the offensive line and in the trenches. That's where you win football games. So I think, Paris Johnson is we have a great left tackle right now, but being able to build around him, you see, the 49ers, the Dallas, when Dak got in there, there's teams that build that offensive line. And then when you put a quarterback or a receiver or anybody out there, it makes them look like superstars. Brock Purdy, it's
what he's
doing.
He's played at, despite the injuries, well up front, they can protect him.
Yeah, and that's if you have an offensive lineman, it allows everybody's job is so much easier. So I think if they start there and all these other wish list items, we'll see how many we get.
Build the trenches.
Yeah, there we go. What position would you play on the O-line?
Oh, man, I would have been a center.
Okay.
Absolutely. I would have been a center.
Athletic, yeah. Exactly. They had to pull it right around the edge. There we go. Brett Hundley here in studio. Time to chat with our 12 Sports insider, Doug Franz, host of the Doug Franz Unplugged podcast. He is on his annual holiday adventure. Doug, we always appreciate you joining us. Hey, listen, we all love big man touchdowns, Doug, but the Cardinals gave up one today that made you sick, didn't it?
Well, the tackle eligible play, even though it didn't quite get into the end zone, the reason why it alienated me so much is, haven't we already discussed this year? The lineman runs in and he starts rubbing his chest. The referee announces to the world, this guy might catch the ball, even though it's normally illegal for him to catch the ball. But this might be a time, and the Cardinals get fooled by it again. That's just circus music time to play. This has become a lounge show. How are you not making those adjustments? And if you want me to keep rolling, I'm just as upset as at one of the Jamar Chase touchdowns. Why are you playing off coverage on the best receiver in the league, or one of, at the end zone when he's only 9 yards away, outside leverage without inside help? Somebody's either not being coached or they're not paying attention in a meeting, because it's possible to think there's anybody in the game of football that thought that's how you play defense against Jamar Chase.
Doug, I'm going to do everyone a favor and start looking ahead to next year, because there's no point in even talking about this year at this point. New Year's resolutions for the Cardinals. What is one of them or many that you have for this team?
One thing I would learn the lesson of the Denver Broncos. You don't have to have the number one pick in the NFL draft to find a quarterback. Nobody wanted to believe me when I said Bo Nix was the best quarterback a couple years ago coming out of the draft. Do your research, find the best leader who understands the game at a level that they can run a more complex offense than what is being run right now by the Cardinals, and go in that direction. So my New Year's resolution is to start 2026 with a quarterback.
What about the rest of the team, Doug, when you look at this? Well, I mean, fans are calling for JG's job. I mean, listen, the blowout losses keep stacking. Do you think Michael Bidwell is changing his mind at all about running it back with JG?
You know, that's a really difficult question, because like I said before, with the tackle eligible play, you're not seeing true progression. The blowouts, I understand them. Think about it. You're playing fifth string guys. That's not going to change. They're not suddenly and magically going to be better than the other team's first string guys. What I don't understand is things like the tackle eligible play. What I don't understand is things like the tackling. Right now, the tackling is so atrocious. I'm having a hard time understanding, what are they doing in practice that you can't do the basics this well, other than JG's whining in press conferences of how hard it is to teach tackling, because obviously the 31 other coaches are doing it better than he is doing it. So this team has a lot of problems. I admit it. But if you fire the coach, you're just going to restart all over again. And I don't really like that path either. We need somebody to step up and be a leader. And that person needs to be Michael Bidwell. And he needs to realize he's not a great team president. And he needs to hire somebody to run the organization.
New year, new era for Desert Ridge High School football with an NFL twist. As we told you earlier this month, Desert Ridge hiring Coach Miles Smith and his dad, Lovey, to, of course, lead the program. The last name should sound familiar. Yes, it's that Lovey Smith, who, of course, coached the Bears back in the day. His son now is going to lead the program, be the head coach, and Dad is on the staff. And just to kind of fit in with it, I decided to rock the shirt.
Appreciate that.
The coaches are now joining us in studio. Coach Smith, and Coach Smith. Guys, welcome. Miles, I'll start with you. You know, you've done a lot in your career, but to have this opportunity to get to be the head coach with your dad on the staff, just what does all the mean? What are the emotions?
You know, it's something that I've worked for my entire life, and you know, to be able to run my own football program, you know, to be able to help young people in the way that a football coach could do so, but also obviously being able to work with my dad again, it's a big deal, and it's definitely an emotional time.
Yeah, you guys have been on staff together at the NFL level and the college level, and now you get to do it at the high school level. How did this all come about, Miles?
You know, this is something that we've always kind of talked about. Whenever we're done with the higher levels of football, in the end, you want to get back to the fundamentals, and there's nothing like high school football and being able to just coach the basics of football. When the opportunity came up at Desert Ridge, it was something that we definitely had to hop all over.
What was his reaction? Did you call him up, be like, "Hey, Dad, I got a job for you"?
Absolutely, I did. I said, "Hey, you know, we got to get that whiteboard back out. You know, it's time to grind again."
Lovey, you've done so many great things in your career. Been a part of Super Bowls. You've been a part of multiple NFL staffs, led NFL teams, led college teams. To do this with your son, though, where does that rank for you?
Right up there. You know, as Miles said, this is something that, you know, as a coach, you get into coaching. And, you know, for me, I remember when Miles, you know, first decided that he wanted to be a coach. And as a father, it's always exciting when your son wants to follow along. It's been a lot of fun watching it on that end, and everything ends. And my career did, but a way to stay close to it. And when Miles got this opportunity to lead Desert Ridge, of course I wanted to be, you know, part of that.
Dad, you have to work under him now. Are you ready for that?
There's only one head coach, and we all know who the head coach is, but I feel like in the background I can be some eyes for him and just be a part of that support staff, which he has a great support staff out there at Desert Ridge.
What's your role going to be? You call a defense, or maybe some offense?
I'm not in that role.
Position coach?
He has his staff that he's put together.
Yeah.
I'm the old wise guy, hopefully with some knowledge. It seemed like every situation that Miles and his staff would go through, you know, we've been through. Some would be those eyes in the background helping out.
To be able to have this type of resource available for my first head coaching job, it really makes the difference. As he kind of alluded to, he's been through pretty much every situation at this point. Yeah. So, you know, as these situations come up, I'll be able to reach out to somebody who could just give me their unfiltered opinion all the time.
Miles had always talked about, you know, being a high school coach, really. You know, the fundamentals. Everything we have in life, I'm talking about the Smith family, we can owe to sports, and in particular football. And it started at the high school level. We had great high school coaches, and that's what, you know, the guys at Desert Ridge will get.
Miles, how do you turn this program around? Well, you know, when I first got here, Desert Ridge was always one of the toughest programs to play every week, no matter what their record was, no matter how much talent they had or didn't have. They were always one of the more physical teams, and obviously last year didn't go well, didn't win a game. But what's your plan to kind of turn that program and community around?
Great question. What we're going to do on every single play, we're going to play fast, we're going to play physical, and we're going to play with great fundamentals. There really isn't no secret recipe for success. You just have to go to work every single day, and if you are doing the right things day after day consistently, good things are going to happen. And I think that's what's going to happen with Desert Ridge.
Very proud. And Miles talked about this is home. Miles was born in Mesa.
I was.
So this literally is home for us. And it doesn't really matter. We mentioned the score and what has happened in the past with Desert Ridge. History, though, Desert Ridge has a great history, and we're going to bring that back.
There we go. Like to hear that. Guys, get you out here on this. Miles, who has a better beard?
I'm gonna have to take that one. I think. You know, it may be a little gray, but I think I'm winning that battle.
Coach,
sound good. The head coach said that.
And then who's Coach Smith?
Oh, I'm Coach Smith now. He used to be coach. You know, I've taken on that title now.
And it's well deserved. Miles Smith, Lovey Smith here in studio.
Thank you.
Go Jags. We'll see him out there Friday nights this coming fall. Guys, thank you so much for being in the studio.
Thank you. Go Jags.
All right, that'll do it for us. Thank you so much for watching 12 Sports tonight on 12 Plus on the road here in El Paso at the Sun Bowl. We'll see you right back here Sunday night, right after Sunday Night Football for 12 Sports Locker Room, and of course 12 Sports tonight at 10:30, where we put a bow on the Cardinals season. And we look ahead to Monday. Will Jonathan Gannon be the head coach? He says he expects to be. We'll find out. Everybody have a happy new year. Good night. God bless.